Welcome back to my channel. So just in case you're not aware, there is a coup d'etat in Niger as we speak right now. So the coup in Niger has prompted concerns that the West African countries could curtail uranium exports, possibly hamstringing nuclear power production in France and beyond. This has made ECOWAS, so ECOWAS is the NATO of East and West Africa, has given Niger junta 1 week to seize power or face immediate sanctions. Now, the whole reason for me to share this video is to share how Africans are viewing this, because trust me, the brother and sister that I'm about to share in this video are speaking for the entire Africa. So let's get into this video.
I want this to be understood and sink into the brains of those whom are giving another narrative that we are warlords. I want you to understand this here. Our coups are not like the coups of those who have done a coup against Kwame Nkrumah. Kwame Nkrumah was fighting against the West, and the Western puppets came and toppled Kwame Nkrumah and gave Ghana and gave Africa back to the Westerns. It happened also again in Democratic Republic of Congo. Mobutu Sese Seko toppled, killed, assassinated together with Belgium and Syria, Patrice Lumumba, and gave Africa back to the Westerns. We are having those African leaders that are still giving Africa back to the Westerns. And those are the people that we are going to do coup to bring back Africa. We are not like those old coup leaders who were taking Africa and giving it back to their colonial masters. No. We are totally liberating Africa through those coups. Here is a greater example. In Mali, I'll repeat again, the biggest example. To those who consider themselves academics, go and do what we call a practically case study. You be professionals. You understand us. We don't want the constitution from the West. We don't want education from the West. We don't want Western languages. We don't want Western food. We don't want imperialism. Imperialism is punishing our people every day. There is China with her socialism. It's developed. It's better place. We built Libya through a Colonel Muammar Gaddafi. What did the West did? They came and destroyed our Libya, a country that we built with a so-called dictator. In Africa, we don't want democracy. We don't want the so-called human rights of homosexuality. We don't want all those things. We don't want such nonsense to be adopted in Africa. In Africa, you know, our friends Russia, we say we can work together with Russia because they can help us with the weapons to fight against the colonizers. Russia does not come here to tell us this is the right constitution you must use. Russia doesn't come here and say, no, this is the kind of religion you must follow. You mustn't be a polygam. You must be homosexuals. Russia doesn't come here and say that. Russia doesn't tell us how to run ourselves, how to rule ourselves, or how to lead ourselves. Russia doesn't do that. We can maintain our cultures, values, and traditions. Russia does not intervene. But West has to come here and tell us what to do and appoint leaders, their puppets for us. That is what we are fighting against.
So good morning, everyone. I hope that all Africans, wherever you are, whichever part of Black African nation you come from, you are watching what is happening. Because for so long, this has been the core of African problem. This has been the core of instability, undevelopment coming into our country. This is it. Western democracy and their puppet government, which are dictators, but they are mostly pro-dictator, pro-Western dictators. The dictators that they approve of. Look at what is happening in Niger. Niger is a first re-encounter problem. The puppet they have in office is pro-Western Western government. And you know what they do? Look at the country. That guy was in power when France came in and took every resources need to power their nuclear power. Why the country itself does not have electricity? They gave him small money, him and his family. He buy apartment in France, house in US, house in France and UK, have an offshore account. The people are tired. The people are tired. Inflation is hitting them high, unemployment rate, hunger, and they're taking over their country. And they're calling it a coup. It wasn't a coup. They simply removed a president who is a dictator for the West. They remove him, and nobody can instruct them to reinstall him back. You're nobody. France is nobody. Manuel Macron, it's not his place to tell them, I give you this amount of, fuck you. Don't give them any amount of time. This is their country. This is their choice. They remove him. You can't put him back. Let's take Nigeria. We call fucking democracy in Nigeria. Let's take what is happening, what has been happening for past decades. If you go to Niger Delta, Shell have destroyed the entire region. Not even to today, the people doesn't have electricity, but they have destroyed the whole place from oil, offshore oil this, oil that. What they have done in Niger, in Niger Delta, those states in general, what they have done there, kill more than 800, 700, 500 people every year because their water is contaminated. Drinking water, shower water, cooking water, everything is from them mixed with oil. No place, no country will accept the way Shell manage oil in Nigeria to be managed it like that in their country. But what did the Nigerian government do? They are puppets. They gave them a little percentage. They use it to buy apartments and house in USA. They put the rest of the money in offshore account in UK or this thing. Keep your eye on Congo because they have been mining red rock in Congo, using it as exchange in the UK. And for people who doesn't really truly understand the impact of all this problem, all these Africa pro-West dictators, that sit behind and let all this country, all this rich, so-called rich country that have claim that they have built a garden and some part of the world is jungle, is that they have allowed them to come into the jungle to harvest the flower they use to plant their garden. That is what you don't understand. Let me give you an example. A few people in Nigerian government during Buhari administration stole billions of dollars. The latest one was around $780 million. But the billions altogether is missing. And do you know what happened? Most major universities, if not all major universities, have been shut down for more than 2 years because there is no fund. They can't fund the university. So there are kids who intend to go to college and study biochemistry, biology, doctors, who couldn't go because the school are on strike and have been on strike for years because there is no funding. That's one example. Most of the roads, I'm telling you that accidents that kill people on a daily basis because the roads, there's so much pothole. I'm not telling you small pothole like you see in the US or here. I'm telling you like earthquake type of potholes have not been built because there is no money. So they steal this money, and most of this money, they borrow this money because their stupid brain cannot still figure out that you cannot attract companies and industry to come and manufacture in a country like Nigeria with 29% tax. You need to reduce your tax to 7 to 8% maximum to let foreign manufacturers and foreign industry come in. And they come in means that they employ your people. On top of that, they pay something like 7-8%. And sometimes when they have many employees, you give them a tax break. But you need to provide electricity that they, by the way, pay for. You don't know how to run country. That is the problem. Most black men don't know how to run any shit. That is the problem. They don't figure it out that way. Their choice is, we have, democracy, and vote you for 8 years. That 8 years, you have that 8 years to steal as much as you can. And you don't even invest it in your country. You take it to UK, to US, to Europe, anywhere, you install it there. You are stupid. You are stupid. That is the problem. The impact these things having in Africa, the impact it's having in our people is gigantic. And on top of that, the EU want to stop migrants. You can't come in, take everything belongs to them and stop them because they're going to be poor, they're going to be desperate, and they're going to go through desert and Mediterranean Sea to get to Europe. Which one do you want?
Okay, so just in case you're wondering as in what led to the coup, here are just some of the factors that led to this. There are no doubts that the rise in insecurity and declining economic prospects contributed to fragility in the country. Despite the increase in foreign forces, especially from the US and France, and military bases in Niger, the leadership has been unable to stop insurgent attacks. There are several insurgent groups such as Al-Qaeda and Islamic State affiliate, as well as Boko Haram, operating in the country. These attacks have resulted in thousands of deaths and displacements in the last decade. Hundreds of youths in the capital, Niamey, gathered to celebrate the July coup, waving Russian flags and chanting Wagner. This suggests that some people in Niger believe the military supported by Russia, the private military contractor Wagner Group, would do a better job of fighting insurgents. So, in addition to insecurity and economic stagnation, three other issues help explain the recent coup d'etat. First, the debate over the ethnicity and legitimacy of Bazoum was an issue during the last election campaigns. Bazoum is from Niger's ethnic Arab minority and has always been labeled as having foreign origins. This did not sit well within the military circle, which is predominantly composed of the larger ethnic groups. Even though Bazoum's got about 56% of the vote and is from the same party as former president Mohamedou Yusuf. Please pardon me with the pronouncing of these names. There's a lot of emphasis on ethnic military composition in the country. Understanding this helped Issoufou complete 2 terms as president. Appointments in the military are made alongside ethnic lines. Guys, like, it's a lot. You do yourself a good favor by going to Google. Otherwise, I'm gonna spend the whole day reading out this for you guys. So please, guys, let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below. Subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed. Turn on your notification bell so that every time I upload such videos, you'll be notified. I'll see you in my next video. Peace.